Okay, we're back on the record. Ma'am, I'll remind you, you're still under oath.
Yeah, you can take that back with you. You got a pen up there? Ready?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Are you on Exhibit 38?
I think we left, we're starting on 38?
I don't know. We were last on 37.
Yeah, I think it's 38 now. Okay. Amy, I'm going to pull your attention to Exhibit 38.
Okay. Do I have it?
And please describe what that is.
It's an email between Michael and I that I'd sent to him on January 12th, 2014.
Move for admission.
No objection to this exhibit.
Give me a second to read.
This was about insurance cards, Amy?
It was about insurance cards and Daniel being sick.
Did you end up getting the insurance cards?
No.
Is that why this is relevant?
Yes.
Was he allowing you to take them to the doctors?
Only if they were sick and during my time.
Okay. Let's look at number 39. What is that?
Another email between Michael and I dated April 21st, 2014.
And what was this regarding?
This one was regarding when I was taking a quick look, Daniel and Devin to school, and I was checking with Michael where it was located. I was taking them to the dentist for their checkup, and I confirmed that there was no copay. I gave them, yeah.
Move for admission.
It's already been admitted. Stipulation.
It was
You're
over
not paying-
38 or 39 are you on?
30. This is 30.
Fine.
Oh, I'm 39? I'm sorry, I didn't hear 39. Okay. What is Exhibit 39?
It's an email from Amy to Michael regarding, she just stated it was...
What date?
April 21st,
April 21st
What year?
of 2014.
Okay. Any objection, counsel?
I'm just looking to see, there's so many communications that we had exchanged, to make sure that there's not cut and paste in here. I'm just making sure.
These were the 9th and 10th pages of what I produced in Discovery, my first Discovery production months ago.
Just waiting to hear if there's an objection.
Okay, that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, now I will look into it. Give me a moment. Okay.
Did you have problems with getting the children to their dentist appointments?
No, I got them to their dentist appointment.
Did you and him have a dispute about dentist appointments?
We had a dispute earlier about dentist appointments when it was the one for Dylan. He wouldn't let me take the other two boys to go with, and he canceled that appointment without telling me.
Then you ended up having to schedule it, or he proposed that you schedule it on You
I'm
were
going to
what?
object to the leading nature.
I agree. Let me withdraw it.
See, he agreed with you.
Love it.
It was suggested to you that if you want to make a dentist appointment and attend it, you take it on your own day.
Yes, it was.
Could you please look at exhibit number 40?
I see it.
And is that addressing the dentist issue?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to move for admission.
Is this all of it or just? Yeah, I'm, without all of the other exhibits and the exchanges in between, I can't stipulate until I get to cross-examine her on this one.
Can I have her on foundation? Amy, are there other emails or texts in between these? In other words,
No.
have you, on this exhibit here, is it your representation that this is a sequential email
It is
where there's
the-
no emails in between?
There is no emails in between. It is the entire thread.
You understand that if the judge lets this in, subject to that, and counsel later on comes in and shows that there are other intervening emails, your credibility is going to be at issue.
Absolutely.
You're telling the court that this is a sequential transaction of emails.
Yes, it is. And this was this particular thread, which absolutely. It's the entire thread.
Okay, objection overruled is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It is, you
Let me
did
look
say
at
number
it though,
40,
please.
right? Number 40?
Amy, remind me how many days during the week at this time you were able to see the
I'm
children
still
on your...
reading.
What's that?
I'm still reading. I read fast, but not that fast. Okay.
Amy, does it appear the issue is that he won't go to an appointment if you're there?
He will not. He actually stated that in a prior email that we submitted into evidence.
So he knows that you want to go to the appointments? Is that a fair?
Yes, I've stated
told
it
him that?
numerous times.
And he will not go to one with you?
No, he will not.
But he's the one that makes the appointment?
Yes, he does.
And
I had actually made this appointment for April 1st, and he canceled it because it ended up being on his day and wouldn't allow me to take Dylan when he told me to make the actual appointment for his eye teeth.
all right, did you end up taking him to the appointment
Later on, yes.
on your custody day?
Yes, at a later time, yes.
And when, at that time, how many days a week did you have them?
Just Wednesday for 5 hours.
Every other week?
No, it was every Wednesday for 5 hours.
Okay. Let's turn to Exhibit 41, please. What is that?
It's an email between Michael and I dated May 7th, 2014.
What is it about?
It's him notifying me of the referral for Dylan's eye teeth that I had asked for numerous times.
All right. Move for admission.
Of 41, no objection.
Hold on, let me look at it, please, counsel.
That's what I told you to do.
Okay.
How many pediatricians have these children had?
They had Dr. Rosamond, and now they have the new one.
All right, now the new one is the one that Michael, when he got custody, he changed from Rosenman to the new one, correct?
Yes, correct.
Did he do that with your consent?
No, he did not.
Did you even get a call or a letter or anything?
After he went to the appointment is when I found out that he had changed the children's pediatrician,
All right.
which we submitted the email on that as well.
Now, to your knowledge, approximately how many times have they had to use the pediatrician?
To my knowledge, Daniel and Devin have been once to the pediatrician.
And do you know the date of that? And take your time if you know.
July 29th of 2013.
All right.
We have the records.
Okay. And is that called Premier Pediatrics?
Yes, it is.
So if there's a record of 4/27/13, which means before the custody trial,
That is inaccurate. That's a mistake on the dates. Devin was born on April 27th, and so when he was filling that paperwork out, he accidentally wrote 4/27/13, and then the other two he wrote 6/29/13. Those were mistakes because the only day he took the children to the pediatrician was on July 29th of 13.
now are we able to prove that by using the exhibits we have today?
Yes, we are.
In fact, the only medical record you were able to get from Premier Pediatrics, strike that, is the only record you were able to get from Pediatrics, the 7/29 one.
Yes, well, I got the 7/29, and then the only other one who went to them a couple more times was Dylan. And he took Dylan to Premier Pediatrics during the time he was withholding the children from me and never informed me of it.
Now let's back up. If the first visit was 7/29/13, and that's when he went and changed pediatricians after he got custody, is this an indication that he thought that he gets to make all the decisions from now on?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. That's calling for a legal conclusion.
No, it's called for speculation, sustained.
Is this the first time that he did this? In other words, has there been a time that you recall prior to 7/29/2013 where he changed a doctor or chose a doctor or chose a course of treatment for the kids without consulting with you first?
No.
When else did he do that?
No, this was the first time he had done it.
And if the trial happened 2 weeks before,
July 19th, 2013.
you would just be guessing, but you believe in your heart that he must have interpreted the order differently?
Objection, that calls for speculation.
Counsel, you can make that argument at the time of closing arguments, but I'm sustaining that objection.
Who, between the two of you up to that time, was the person that was always taking the kids to the doctor?
I always took the kids to the doctor.
Did he?
He took them to 1 or 2 dentist appointments, but all pediatrician, everything was all done by me.
All right, let's look at Exhibit 41. 42, I'm sorry.
No, 41, we didn't touch on 41.
We did.
You did.
Yeah, 41's in.
41's in, but we didn't, okay.
42. See 42?
Yes,
Does that appear to be a Premier Pediatrics record?
yes it is.
The date on the bottom right-hand corner? and the signature on the left of that, do you recognize them?
Yes, I do.
Is that Michael's signature on the bottom?
Yes, it is.
What is the document?
This is the enrollment intake sheet that basically where you list the insurance, who the parents are, the child.
Are you listed on the, well, actually, I'm going to move for admission of Exhibit 42.
Yeah, without a COR, we can't admit this because it looks like the mother's information's been redacted. You can even see that what it looks like on the right
May I
side.
look at it?
Yeah, page
You
14.
might want to make that argument after she tells you what she's going to testify regarding it, because the whole purpose of the document
Well,
is
we
her
don't
saying,
know, we won't admit it without a COR. Just stipulate
the
to
whole
it.
purpose of her using the document is to say he didn't list her as the parent.
I don't know what it's for, I just can't.
Well, guess what, counsel? Exhibit 43 isn't coming in because it's not a custodian of the records document. However, there is a light at the end of that tunnel.
Do it
I
on with him.
anticipate that you will be calling the defendant,
Well,
so it's not coming in today.
42,
now,
was that
shall we-
42?
42 is not in. The objection is sustained.
excuse me for a sec while I make a note. Is it your position that you were not placed on the doctor's records?
Yes.
Is it your position that you did not doctor?
Objection to foundation for
Did you-
position on an issue.
What? Start over.
Objection to the foundation. You can't just, if you're making a position on an issue, you need foundation for it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask for a little more foundation. What doctor's records, when, et cetera.
Did you did you alter any medical records?
No.
Did you eliminate your information on any medical records?
No.
Actually, I was asking foundation on the question immediately preceding that, where you asked the witness to testify that she was not on the doctor's records. And Ms. Vaccarino made an objection of a foundation objection, and I think it's an appropriate one. And I assumed you were going to follow up on that. If you're not going to, I'm going to strike that testimony.
Strike it, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to get it through him. Did your child, in fact, attend an appointment on 7/29?
Yes, he did.
Were you notified of the appointment?
After it happened,
Okay.
which we omitted that email.
Is this all the minor children?
Yes.
All right. 44 is a pleading, so I don't need to talk to her about that one. All right. I'm going to take you back, Amy, to November 5th in that area
Okay.
of 2013.
Okay.
You've been accused of withholding the children from him prior to that.
Yes.
Can you just state what you believe you're accused of?
I'm accused of withholding the children from him while before he went to Spain and while he was in Spain.
So to your knowledge, they've never retracted their assertion that that entire period of time that you had the kids, that you withheld them?
No, they have not.
Are we talking about 2014?
No, 2013.
2013.
Okay, so I'm confused, and let me explain the nature of my confusion. November 5th of 2013, it's my understanding, there was a period of time in which the plaintiff testified that the children were withheld from her.
Correct.
Now you're asking her
Right.
about
I just figured out what's going on.
the accusation that she withheld the children,
Right.
and
I just figured out what's going on. That's why I'm asking her questions.
okay.
I swear, you just give me a little bit of time with her, and you're going to fix it.
So
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my objection is also that I think this was asked and answered.
Yeah,
well,
you,
that
Very
one's
correct.
overruled. That part's
Okay.
overruled.
the judge already knows that you've alleged all along that from November 5th, am I right? From November 5th to December 17th, you were not allowed to contact.
No.
But in the motions, they have pushed on an earlier period. The period happens to be just before then.
Yes.
Do you remember what the exact or approximate dates are that Michael took the kids to Spain?
He never took the children to Spain.
I'm sorry, that Michael went to Spain.
I believe Michael left for Spain either on the 23rd or the 24th of October and did not return until November 3rd or November 4th.
Object to speculation.
Why is it speculation? She's allowed to testify to that.
Believe.
Doesn't have to have exact dates.
You know, there is a follow-up question that will cause me to overrule that objection.
So we're going to play mind games now.
No, but I don't want to tell you how to try your case, but I think I'm going to sustain the objection and strike the testimony unless you ask her how she knows this.
Okay, that's fine. How do you know what the dates were?
Michael sent it to me in an email.
And you responded to the email.
Yes, I did.
And then while he was in Spain with Jen, was it with Jen?
Yes.
You actually asked him in an email when he was returning,
Yes.
and he told you in another week.
I'm going to object to the leading nature of this whole
Had we gone through this earlier
series
today?
of questions.
No, we have not.
No, this is leading, though. It is sustained.
Agree. I thought we went through this earlier today. That's why I went quicker.
No, we didn't.
While he was there, did you discuss with him in email when he was returning?
I did. I'd sent an email to him on October 30th, I believe, asking when he was going to be returning.
And do you recall what the response was?
First it was, why? And I said, just curious. And then he said, no, I'm in Brussels for another week.
Okay. And that's the series of, we spoke about those emails missing from my exhibits. We're going to get them in later?
Yes.
Okay. Now, during this period of time, November 5th, is that the day you filed your motion?
Yes, it is.
On that day, was there correspondence that was mailed to Herb Sachs by Patricia?
Yes, there was.
And then, who else is that email, that letter addressed to?
To me.
Did you ever receive it?
No, I never did.
When's the first time you saw the November 5th email from Patricia Vaccarino?
I saw the actual letter, which I have the original there, and the first time I saw it was approximately 2 weeks ago.
Let's talk about this 2-week period. We were getting our exhibits ready for trial. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And we did not have, we had just received discovery from Patricia?
Yes, from our request.
And in some of those requests, did she refer us to trial exhibits?
Yes, she did.
Did we respond to your knowledge that we did not have the trial exhibits?
Yes, we did.
She would not give them the trial exhibits?
No, she refused.
Objection, Your Honor.
Did we get the trial exhibits?
I'm going to
She can
object.
object to whatever she wants.
Sanction?
No, but you're getting close, Mr. Mullins, and both of you are.
What's the objection?
I want to hear the objection.
Is he making a discovery motion? Relevance to what I, again, allegedly am the deed, the wicked deed in this
Refresh my
case.
recollection. When were documents and names of witnesses supposed to be
Did you
exchanged?
deal with this first?
No, because this is going to go to the heart
Here's
of
the
it.
thing, Your Honor. If
Mr.
it doesn't have an
Mullins,
evidentiary
I'm
basis...
not done talking. I asked a question, I want it answered, and then we can deal with whatever you want to tell me with. Were the copies of documents and the names of witnesses provided to Mr. Mullers after the deadline?
No, we timely responded to their discovery request as well and told them that some of the documents we will be relying upon on trial were the exact ones that I have a receipt of copy for her then attorney of record 1 week before the last trial. What I told Mr. Mullins is I would be happy if they want to pay for it, if they can't get it from Herb, to pay because it was another whole book, almost the same size, about 20 exhibits less.
Okay, I'm done.
And they never answered me.
I'm done. Because this is, one thing I want counsel to understand. When I said that this was not as much about the parents as it was about these 3 boys, in my mind it's even less about the attorneys. And I appreciate that there is occasional problems with communication, shall we say, between attorneys in civil domestic matters. But I really want to get to the heart of the evidence, rather than talking about who produced what. Now, that may sound odd coming from the strict judge, But really, it really boils down to is I want to get as much information so I can make a proper decision about these kids. So, I don't want to know what Ms. Vaccarino did or didn't do any more than I want to know what you did or didn't do. I want to know, I'll entertain a timely objection on proper basis, but that's about it. So, go
All I
ahead
was
and
going to
ask
do
your
for this
question.
is show why she didn't have the letter that I was going to ask her about. That's all I was trying to do.
Okay, then get to that.
So after I couldn't get the exhibits through Miss Vaccarino, did you go to Herb to try to get them?
I did go to Mr.
When you went to
Sachs.
Herb, what did you find?
I didn't find the exhibits, but in the file, I found that letter from Miss Vaccarino that had been faxed to him.
You had never seen it before.
No, I had not.
And in it,
I'm going to object, Your Honor, because if they offering this, or...
I get to decide that on my own, don't I, Your Honor, whether I offer it or not?
Please, please. This can degrade, or it cannot. As I see it, it better not degrade, or both attorneys
Try
are going
not
to get
to.
sanctioned.
Were you aware, after reading this letter, that you are now being accused of withholding the children while he was in Europe?
Yes.
Was there a threat in the letter?
Yes, there was.
And the threat was what?
Your Honor, I'm going to object, because now... relevance, I guess.
I don't want to wait for the judge to read the letter for 15 minutes
Oops.
before I get to ask a
Objection.
question.
We're going off the record because I'm leaving. And if you want me to come back, you'll dial it down. Okay?
Yes.
Or do you want me to not leave? Would you
Well,
rather I
actually-
stay?
All I did was objected, Your Honor, and
I understand.
Thank you.
But, Ms. Vaccarino, let me admonish you. Please don't turn objections into arguments. I want this limited, and I will tell you right now, any correspondence between opposing counsel, whether former or current, is fair game. So I am, with regard to any objection on that point, overruled with a capital O.
My objection wasn't hearsay. My objection is the same thing you've told them from minute one in your ground rules, that you're not going to read from the document, and I would like to see it too. I am the author, and I guess I am, under Supreme Court rule, going to maybe have to take the stand at some point and have an attorney finish the case. I know the case law on it. I briefed it to the Supreme Court before. I would like to avoid that, but I do need to look at the letter.
But look,
And he's offering it today without providing it in the exhibits,
Counsel?
allegedly because of her word of that she just
well,
found it.
basically,
So that's my objection.
the witness has testified. Just listen. I do pay attention, counsel. And Ms. Vaccarino, please listen to me carefully.
Absolutely.
The witness has already testified that when he was in Spain, and apparently Brussels now, that she had the children. Okay? So far, that has not been disputed. So, if he then wants his client, the witness, to testify to the fact that although the defendant told the plaintiff, even though she was supposed to not have the children that long, you take the kids while I'm in Spain/Brussels, that to now accuse her of withholding the children, let's just say it has a smell factor to it. So,
We didn't do it.
the letter is coming in.
All I'm doing, when there's an exhibit this long, is trying to ask
Let's
her a
mark
couple
it
questions.
next in order if it hasn't been marked.
Your Honor, I'd like to take a 3-minute recess to find my copy from my office
Sure.
with the
We
facsimile
can go
transmissions
to, no, I
attached
just said yes.
for
So
Bethany.
I
Thank
just
you,
said
Your Honor.
yes, okay?
I appreciate the
3 minutes
flexibility.
off the record.
Appreciate it.